this show. This show. I hope we're all happy for the show, because this show was a mixed bag of some good and some really, really bad and some are you fucking kidding me moments. You know what moment I'm talking about, too. If you don't, then I don't know what the hell you've been watching over the last few weeks or months, because this show should have had no signs of Becky Lynch. Of course, it had references and everything, but there should have been no signs of Becky Lynch. WWE does not let you think about, oh, what are we going to wait? It's the intrigue of what's going to happen next week. What's going to happen? When are we going to see Becky Lynch again? They couldn't even wait a week. Are you kidding me? 1 week is all I ask. She got suspended by Stephanie McMahon. She was on SmackDown the next night. She got brought back on Monday Night Raw, was forced to apologize, which tarnished her completely. Then she shows up at a house show last night, and then she shows up tonight and brutalizes both Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. So, what is the fucking point of this entire thing? You took every single thing for this feud that we wanted to see, and you threw it down the toilet. Oh, we'll show them how it's done. We're gonna do it like the Attitude Era. This isn't the fucking Attitude Era. This was fucking retarded. This was fucking ridiculous. This was from the mind of a 70-some-year-old man who needs to be taken out and got the book taken away from him and put out the pasture for his wrestling career. This was just awful. This was not the way you needed to do this. They had so much more intrigue. We don't see Becky on Tuesday. We don't see, well, if you were going to have Becky Lynch show up at the Elimination Chamber, why the fuck wasn't she on Tuesday last week? Why? Why were you going to hold Becky off Tuesday if you were going to have her show up at a house show, a random house show, the night before the Elimination Chamber? As soon as that happened, I knew it. I knew she was going to be here tonight. I fucking knew it. And with the fact that they said she got her knee injured, I knew she was going to come out with crutches, and I figured that was going to be used. So everything that was great about this angle is dead. Everything. Doesn't matter what the hell they do tomorrow on Raw. Doesn't matter what they do at the on Monday Night Raw the week after. They just killed all the intrigue for this feud. Becky's gonna get back in this because Charlotte's gonna demand it, and that's what's gonna happen. She's gonna demand it, and Vince McMahon is gonna be like, all right, we're gonna have a triple threat match. So instead of giving us intrigue, this is what we get. Hope everyone's fucking happy because that was fucking stupid. And then, talking about before that, just a few 5-6 minutes before that, it all happened, Ruby Riott was buried. Absolutely buried. 1 minute and 40 seconds in a match with Ronda Rousey for the Women's Championship, and that's what you give her? Are you kidding me? What did Ruby Riott do to get fucked over like this? This was awful. 1 minute and 40 seconds, she got buried. Yet we get, not too long after that, a 10-minute no disqualification match that nobody wanted, and everybody with a fucking brain should have saw the ending coming. Braun Strowman goes up against Baron Corbin. No disqualification match. Baron Corbin has a group of guys he can rely on. What's going to happen in a no DQ match? Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre are going to come out, and all hell is going to break loose. And that's exactly what fucking happened. I knew it was going to happen like that. I knew those two were going to come out. If you go back and watch my prediction show, I didn't say Bobby Lashley, but I should have. I knew this was going to favor him. I knew this was going to favor Baron Corbin. And I knew Drew McIntyre was going to get involved. I should have figured Bobby Lashley was going to get involved, but I knew this was going to fucking happen. It doesn't take a fucking genius to know this was going to fucking happen. And that's what happened. 10 minutes and 50 seconds of my time wasted on this pay-per-view. Now, both Elimination Chamber matches were passable. The Women's Tag Team Championship match ended the way it should have. I like the way that Sasha Banks got creative with the fact that she does have a shoulder injury. She's coming back from a shoulder injury, and they want to play up the fact that she is injured by her shoulder. So that was done very well. The Men's Elimination Chamber match, Kofi Kingston came oh so close, but I knew he wasn't going to win. It just breaks your heart knowing who was supposed to be in that spot. A guy who's only been in WWE for about 3 years now, and a guy who wasn't even supposed to be here, was supposed to be in this spot, going up against these other 5 guys, these 5 big-time names in Samoa Joe, in AJ Styles, in Daniel Bryan, in Randy Orton, in Jeff Hardy, which 4 of the 5 are former WWE champions, or have been WWE champions in their time. Samoa Joe, of course, hasn't been there and probably will never get there. But it just breaks your heart knowing this guy was going to be in this position, and this guy was going to possibly book his ticket to WrestleMania from last Tuesday's Gauntlet match to tonight's match, and then fastly. But the wrestling gods came in and said, "It's not your time, man. We're gonna have to be back. They're pushing you too fast. And we had to take you out." It sucks. It really sucks for a guy like Mustafa Ali. Now, the rest of the pay-per-view, the Usos winning the tag team titles. I thought they were going to keep them on Shane and Miz for the beginning until next month, so we could have a build between Fastlane and WrestleMania for the feud. But I guess that's out the window. Finn Balor beating Leo Rush was kind of predictable for those who could think about it, because WWE is so petty that they don't want Bobby Lashley losing to Finn Balor, and that's what they got. They got Leo Rush getting pinned by Finn Balor. And the Cruiserweight Championship match on the pre-show was good. It was probably better than half the show, but that's WWE's disrespect to the Cruiserweights. And it's been said that Vince McMahon sees no value in the Cruiserweights. It's just, we're not going to put any stock into it. It's just another hour, and Triple H can do whatever he wants on there because it's just content for the WWE Network. Honestly, that is a pathetic way to go with the Cruiserweights, but that's what WWE wants to do. That's what WWE's going to do. And what are we going to do about it? Nothing, because we can't. The pre-show, of course, had the Cruiserweight Championship match, Akira Tozawa versus Buddy Murphy. This was a damn good match. I don't know if I can do this for you justice. We'll just get to the end of it. Tozawa tried to rally the crowd. Tozawa brings Murphy to the corner and goes to climb up, but Murphy grabs his leg. Tozawa kicks him away. Murphy runs into a super kick. Tozawa with a big inverted hurricane for a top corner. Murphy goes, and I'm going to put the actual graphic up there. Murphy goes to the floor, and Tozawa runs the ropes for a dive. He runs and gets another dive. Tozawa brings him back into the ring as this is an awesome chant rings out. The crowd was really into this match, and it's great to see that the Cruiserweights are getting some respect from the crowd at least. Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn might not appreciate what the Cruiserweights can do. At least the fans do. Tozawa goes to the top and Murphy kicks him away. Tozawa with a big senton to the back while Murphy is draping over the middle rope. Murphy hit his head, and it looked like that one was very scary. Murphy kicks out his 2 somehow. Tozawa slaps Murphy while Murphy is trying to get up from his knees. Tozawa runs in with a big jumping knee. Runs into a big jumping knee from Murphy. Murphy drops Tozawa for another close 2 count. Tozawa comes back in the octopus position. Murphy fights out and hits Murphy's Law for the pin for the 1, 2, 3. And that was the match on the Elimination Chamber. Definitely a really good Cruiserweight match. I really wish it would be a match that could be on the main show. Now, with the way that Mustafa Ali was added to the main roster after Survivor Series and TLC, I think what would be really awesome for the Cruiserweights is from here until we get to Survivor Series, because the reason that was on Survivor Series because you did champion versus champion, 3 matches. They did 3 matches, or 3 undercard matches, the Cruiserweight Championship match, and then the 3 main matches that they wanted to do. And that seems like a great place to test 2 guys that you're looking at and who you want to bring from Raw to Raw or SmackDown. So when we get to Survivor Series this year, do that again, have a Cruiserweight Championship match against one or the other, and with not putting a stipulation in the match, but in the back, have it like the one that you want to win stays on 205 Live, and the loser goes to Raw with SmackDown. In one of those things, like when Daniel Bryan wanted to face off against somebody from 205 Live, and that's what happened. So Akira Tozawa loses to Buddy Murphy in a good match, wishing we would get these guys on the main show. And these guys were on the main show until about Friday, when they said, well, we forgot we need to put the Cruiserweight Championship match on the pre-show, and that's exactly what happened. It's bum, but it is what it is. Next up, we have the 12-woman Elimination Chamber tag team match. determining the new tag team champions for WWE. They are not the first ever tag team champions for women. That is the Jumping Bomb Angels. They were the WWF Women's Tag Team Championships back in the day. Those titles got canned because of, I believe, the Fabulous Moolah. Political things for the Fabulous Moolah screwing them over, and Vince killed the titles. I don't know if that's what it is. The Fabulous Glow versus Fire and Desire versus the Samoan Slaughterhouse versus the Riot Squad versus the Boston Hug Connection versus the Iconics. Of course, as we know, on Tuesday and Monday, the Boston Hug Connection and Fire and Desire lost matches to see who would start this match. These two women ended the match as the final two. I'm not going to go into this match completely because, quite honestly, the first half of this match was absolute drizzling shit. This match did not pick up until after the Tamina and Nia Jax, who were the final two to come into this match, were actually in this match. This match kind of went up and down until then. Let's see what we have here. Let me see here. Let's go to Jax and Snuka keep control now. Jax tosses Bayley out to the steel. Jax ends up charging at Bayley, but Bayley moves. Jax crashes into a pod, destroying it. Jax is laid out. By this time, the Iconics, the Fabulous Glow, and the Riot Squad are both eliminated. Jax is laid out in the debris. Tamina looks around and can't believe it. We get a replay of what happened. Deville, Rose, Banks, and Bayley team up on Tamina. Banks with a top rope meteora. Bayley with a top rope elbow. Everyone covers for the 1, 2, 3, and we are down to the first two teams that started, or the final two teams that end this match. Rose runs into a knee from Banks. Deville rolls Banks up for a 2 count. Banks with a backstabber to Deville, followed by Bayley to belly for the 1-2 kick out because, Rose actually breaks up the pin. Bayley and Banks can't believe it. Fans chant, "This is awesome." Now Rose climbs to the top of a pod, stopping Bayley from coming up. They grab Rose again and look to double team Rose as Banks and Bayley are now up top. Deville climbs to the top of the pod. Bayley kicks Deville back down to the platform. Rose knocks Bayley to the platform. Deville rams Bayley back to the support beam of the pod. Banks comes down to check on her. She rammed her into the support beam, and it looked like Bayley hit face first. Like, she looked like these support beams definitely looked like they were made of complete metal. Definitely was a scary moment. Banks then sends Deville into the steel, the steel on the outside. Rose comes down and sends Banks into a pod. Rose brings Banks into the ring and slams her face first in the middle of the ring for a close 2 count. Rose can't believe it with another close 2 count. Deville accidentally spears Rose as Banks is being held by Rose. She gets out of the way. Banks ends up applying the Banks statement to Deville. Deville starts resisting. Banks can't hold on because of her injured arm. Her injured shoulder, so she takes her foot, grabs hold of it, and pulls back with her ankle in Deville's throat for a tap out. And your winners are Sasha Banks and Bayley. Great thing for them. After the match, Bayley and Banks sit up and take the titles, clutching them as the music hits. We go to replay as Charlie Caruso enters the chamber to interview the champions about making history. Fans interrupt with a "You deserve it" chants that really started off small, but eventually the entire Toyota Center was chanting "You deserve it." There were a couple boos. Banks talks about how they do this for the fans and for everyone else and everyone in the back. She goes on to say that this is the first of many more that change to come. They raise the titles in the air as Pop and Bayley's music starts up as they leave. Then we get the next match, was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. This one was The Miz and the Shane McMahon versus the Usos. I did not give one iota of shit about this match one bit. This match ended after 2 coast-to-coast, one coast-to-coast hit. One was attempted by Shane. He got hit with a super kick. So what happens? Miz fans are chanting for the table as Miz placed Jay on the table. Miz motions to Shane as Shane recovers in the ring. Shane goes to the top turnbuckle as Miz holds Jay on the announce table. Shane leaps up and pushes Jay through the announce table with a big elbow because I think Shane McMahon wants to die in the ring or around it doing some kind of wrestling. Miz and referee check on Shane and Jay. Lay down the debris. Miz brings Jimmy back into the ring and they tangle with the attempts. Jimmy blocks the Skull Crusher finale and nails a super kick. Jimmy goes up top for a big splash, but Miz gets his knees up. Miz with a 2 count. Miz follows up with a Skull Crushing finale, but Jimmy to Jimmy, but he's slow to make the cover. Miz covers for a 1-2, but because he was just laying there, no leverage, Jimmy was able to rotate it for the 1-2-3. And the Usos are 6-time tag team champions. I figured that what happened to Jimmy and Naomi a couple days ago was not going to affect the outcome of this match. I thought we were going to see The Miz and Shane McMahon win this match and get us to Fastlane. The biggest reason why this probably happened is obvious. April, the Usos contracts are up. There hasn't been any sense of them winning the tag team titles, except for the fact that their contracts are coming up, and they're coming up fast. WWE wants to make them happy, so they'll sign on that dotted line, and they won't leave to go face Lucha Brothers, the Young Bucks, the Best Friends, and other tag teams. The AEW virus, the AEW effect, the AEW whatever is real, and this just proves it once again. You get the whole fighting with my family video if you don't care. In the back, Elsa Fuentes asked Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley about the match. She asked Rush if he's the weakest link. She keeps trying to stir the pot. Leo Rush is like, we got this. There's nothing that Finn Balor can do. So we have the handicap match, Finn Balor, and I keep forgetting to do that, don't I? Yeah, I do. Shows you how much I cared about that last match. I didn't really care about it. The next match was Finn Balor versus Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley. This match, of course, if Leo Rush was pinned by Finn Balor, then Finn Balor would be your Intercontinental Champion. It's quite obvious why he was put in this match. Finn Balor, they want to put the title on Finn Balor, but they don't want him to pin Bobby Lashley. You know how pathetic they sound? Yes, that sounded so fucking pathetic, didn't it? The fact that Bobby Lashley could not be pinned by Finn Balor. Why? Because they eventually want to probably get the Brock Lesnar Bobby Lashley match that Vince McMahon so yearns to see happen. They so want to see Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. Nobody wants to see that match at all. So they put Leo Rush in this match so Finn Balor can have somebody to beat. And you know what? He won the match. This match came down to Lashley dominating Balor with more power moves. Lashley looks to go for the spear, but Rush tags himself in, and Lashley is not happy. Balor, he goes for the frog flash. Balor moves out of the way and drops Rush. Rush looks to make a tag, but Balor isn't letting that happen. Balor drops Rush and then knocks Lashley off the apron. Balor with a stomp to Rush and then a sling blade. Balor sends Lashley and Rush out to the floor. Balor runs it open, hits a tope pillow, leaps to the outside, taking down both men. Balor brings Rush in, hits the sling blade, drop kicks, and the coup de grace for the 1-2-3. And your new Intercontinental Champion is Finn Balor. After the match, they do spend a lot of time on Bobby Lashley and Leo Rush in the ring. I knew this was going to happen right here. It looked like nothing was going to happen, and then Bobby Lashley takes Leo Rush, picks him up, and slams him down, and that was that. We get a video recap of Vince McMahon suspending Becky Lynch and pulling her from WrestleMania 35 match, and then we get what happened on Saturday. And then we go to the ring for Charlotte Flair, Charlie Caruso in the ring waiting with the mic. Charlie asked Flair when she found out about the WrestleMania 35 change. Flair says life is good when she goes Charlotte Flair because she's going to WrestleMania, and last night she got to do what she loves, humiliate and desecrate the man. Flair goes on about how Becky hands the crown because she needs the fans and their approval. Flair heals it up, and the boos stood up. Flair says she knows the very best. She's the very best on Raw, SmackDown, and all of WWE. And she sits at ringside for this match, and the fans start chanting for Becky Lynch. Flair throws out a woo, and that was that. This was not even right for Ruby Riott. I don't know why they even did this. I don't. This was ridiculous. You know what's sad? I think Sarah Logan, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, lasted longer than Ruby Riott. Ruby gets a little bit of offense to start this match. They tackle and launches Riott to the mat. Ruby goes to the floor for a breather as Rousey trash talks in the ring. Flair looks on from her chair. She was in front of the announce table. Referee counts Riott. Riott comes in and fights out of the corner. Rousey counters and hits Piper's Pit. Grabs Ruby Riott's arm, points to WrestleMania 35 sign, drops into the armbar, and we get a tap out in 1 minute and 40 seconds. 1 minute and 40 seconds. That is absolutely pathetic. That is absolutely bullshit. I can't believe they did this shit to Ruby Riott. She deserved better than this. After the match, Flair comes into the ring. They stare down until you see the camera pan onto Ronda Rousey's face, who's looking off from Charlotte as you see Becky Lynch coming through the crowd. As she comes in. She's supposed to be suspended. And I did it again. Doesn't matter. I know, I'm sorry. But she's supposed to be suspended. That just shows you how much this match really mattered, because it didn't. She's supposed to be suspended. She walks right past the security guard, who's that security guard standing there because you don't want anybody to jump the barricade, or if the superstars are going to fight into the crowd, that's what they're there for. But that was just absolutely ridiculous. All week, fans should be wondering, when are we going to see Becky again? We should be going through Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, wondering, where is Becky going to be? Where is she going to be? When are we going to see her again? Then we show up in Atlanta next week on Monday Night Raw, Ric Flair's big, huge birthday bash. There's a big, huge present in the ring that's a little bit taller than Becky Lynch. We don't know what's in there. Who's in there? We don't know what's in there. You open it up, out comes Becky Lynch. She crashes the party. She puts Ric Flair to disarm her, and we are ready for WrestleMania as they figure out a way to get her in there. What do? No, they don't do that. She shows up last night, gets injured. Shows up tonight, beats the hell out of both women, and then walks off smiling. Why? You had one job, WWE, and your creative team couldn't even do this. Wow, what a shitty way to go. No DQ match, Baron Corbin versus Braun Strowman. I gave no fucks about this match. This match lasted 10 minutes and 50 seconds, and I have 10 minutes and 50 seconds in my life that I can't get back. Braun Strowman dominated the first half of this match. He puts him through a table with a power slam. Looks like he's going to win. Out comes Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley. They beat the living piss out of him. Triple powerbomb through two tables for the 1, 2, 3. Baron Corbin beats Bobby Lashley. Beats Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman is a waste of time. Braun Strowman is a waste of space. Do you care? No. Do I care? Fuck no. Moving on. Let me see here. We saw Shane McMahon and The Miz in the back after they lost their SmackDown Tag Team titles to the Usos. Shane is backstage getting checked on. Miz is furious about the loss. Shane tells him to relax. It will be alright. Shane says he will see Miz on Tuesday as he sends him home because he's furious. Miz isn't happy. Lacey Evans' music hits and she walks out. Comes to the ramp, walks down the ramp, turns around, walks back up. I don't know why. The final match of the night was the 6-man Elimination Chamber match. Jeff Hardy, Daniel Bryan, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, and Samoa Joe. As we know, Kofi Kingston was not supposed to be in this match. Kofi Kingston was a last-minute replacement for one Mustafa Ali, who should have been in this match, but unfortunately, due to a concussion he suffered last Sunday, the big plans and everything they had for Mustafa Ali was all for naught. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks. This guy, who was the guy who needed to be here, is gone. He's gone for now. He'll probably be back on Tuesday, hopefully, cleared. But who knows? This match was good. Samoa Joe gets eliminated first. Jeff Hardy gets eliminated second after a swanton to AJ, who's laying on the ring post from the top. Now, in the old Elimination Chamber, this move would not have been able to be possible because the old Elimination Chamber, the pods were right up on the ring post. Now, with all this space there, you can see someone jump off and do a swanton onto somebody who's just laying on the mat, laying on the thing. So, it came down to Randy Orton, Kofi Kingston, and Daniel Bryan. Kofi eliminated Randy Orton, and we were down to the first two who started this match. Fans were going crazy for Kofi Kingston. Fans chant for Kofi again, but Bryan just shakes his head. Bryan stands over Kofi and stomps away on his head while holding his arms. Bryan covers for a 2 count. Bryan charges, but Kofi levels him out of nowhere for another close 2 count. Bryan drops Kofi into the label lock. Bryan transitions as Kofi tries to break free. Fans chant on for Kofi again as he reaches the bottom rope. Which, why are there rope breaks? There's no disqualification in this match. Fans chant for Kofi again as he reaches for the bottom rope. Kofi finally gets to the rope and his hold is broken. Bryan is exhausted, laid on top of Kofi. Fans chant, "This is awesome." Now Bryan goes to the top rope, but Kofi crosses in. Fans chant for Kofi as he climbs up to the top rope. Bryan escapes to the top of the pod. Kofi joins him on top of the pod and works him over. Kofi ends up knocking Bryan off the pod. Tries to go for a crossbody or a splash. Bryan moves out of the way, gets up, running knee. 1, 2, 3. Air in the entire arena just, it was sucked out of that place. Everybody was dead. It was like, yeah, oh, and like the crowd just died. After the match, Bryan recovers and leaves with his title. Crowd starts chanting "Thank you, Kofi" as the New Day, Biggie and Xavier Woods come out to help their friend out. And they leave as the Kofi Kingston fans start chanting for Kofi. Kofi had his shot. Kofi, what is this lead for Kofi now that he is no longer in this title run? I don't have a clue. This guy was not supposed to be here. This spot was supposed to be reserved for one Mustafa Ali. And with the fact that Mustafa Ali was hurt and was not able to compete in this match, gave you a wide open spot for Kofi Kingston. What's going to happen next? We'll find out on Tuesday. Monday Night Raw. I don't know. I know we're going to probably get another open challenge for Ronda Rousey, even though she's beaten everybody on Monday Night Raw. She beat Sasha Banks. She beat Bayley. She beat Natalya. She's beaten Ruby Riott in 1 minute and 4 seconds. Unless they're going to give us and this is the only one I can think of, unless they're going to give us a Nikki Cross or Lacey Evans versus Ronda Rousey match tomorrow night, I don't know who the open challenge is going to be for. Quite honestly, until she's needed, I would keep Ronda Rousey off TV because she's not really needed right now. Elimination Chamber. Some good, some bad, some head scratches, some what the fuck were they thinking? WWE has a lot to get right before we get to WrestleMania, and there is nothing right about this product right now. Will we hear from Seth Rollins again? More than likely. That build is going to be awful until we get to the actual pay-per-view itself for WrestleMania. That match will probably be way better than anything we get in this show. But that was Monday. That was your pay-per-view for tonight. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, comment down below, like or dislike this video. I do want to talk about one thing else before we get out of here. Last night, for whatever reason, Amy Polinsky, the wife of Matt Polinsky, who is WWE's Corey Graves, decided to post on Instagram a post saying that she's been through 11 years with Corey Graves and that he's been sleeping with Carmella. Not my business, not your business. I don't care what happens between these people. That's between these guys and everything. But something that needs to be straight about everything. Anybody who is sitting there and trying to attack Amy Polinsky, trying to attack Corey Graves, Matt Polinsky, or Carmella, shut the fuck up. It's none of your damn business. You have your opinion, that is fine. But there's no reason to attack one person who is, there's no reason to attack Amy. If all this is true, we don't know if it is or not. Everything that I've seen so far, nothing shows a scandalous relationship or anything. She posted a small little clip of a video of Carmella wishing their daughter a happy birthday. What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Carmella's her daughter's role model. Corey Graves and Carmella worked with each other on Tuesday. He could have walked up to him and was like, "Hey, can you do my daughter's a real big fan of yours? Could you do a 2-minute video and wishing her happy birthday?" That's all that shows. Nothing that I've seen so far shows that. But even if there is, it's none of our fucking business. Mind your own business. There is so much more to worry about than what's going on between Matt, Amy, and Carmella. Plain and simple. That is between Matt, Amy, Carmella, and their respective families. Nothing else. It's between them, not us. Get the fuck off of it and worry about your own lives. Worry about something else. We have Monday Night Raw to worry about tomorrow. We had Elimination Chamber to worry about tonight. There is nothing to worry about. There is nothing more else I can say about it. Just back off and let that play out between them. That is between them. just like JoJo and Bray and Wyndham and his wife last year, Bray Wyatt and his wife. Not our business. It's theirs. I know public figures like JoJo, Bray Wyatt, Matt, Corey Graves, and Carmella are public figures, and their personal lives are not theirs, are not personal anymore. But you need to know when you need to know when to toe the line. There is no reason for anybody to be attacking any of these people. If you don't like Corey because of this, fine, just keep it to yourself. If you don't like Carmella anymore because of this, fine, keep it to yourself. Just leave it to yourself. Let this play out for them and just back off. That's all I'm going to say. I'm going to get out of here. You guys have a good one. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw. Hit that subscribe button. Comment down below. Like or dislike this video. Find me on Twitter, TheFrance. Find me on Twitch.tv/TheFrance08. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Monday Night Raw.